The world feels unsteady. Economic turmoil, global unrest, pandemics, it's enough to make anyone anxious. Some choose denial, others choose preparation. They stockpile food, water, medical supplies. They hone survival skills. They are the preppers, and they are being watched. There was a time when they were dismissed as paranoid fantasy is now a chilling reality. The government, with its vast intelligence apparatus, is taking a keen interest in these self-reliant citizens. The very act of preparing for uncertainty has made them targets. But why? The answer, like most things, is about power. When chaos descends, those in control crave more of it. And nothing threatens that control like individuals capable of surviving without them. The prepper, once an eccentric outlier, is now a potential enemy of the state. Preppers are our neighbors, friends, co-workers. They come from all walks of life. What unites them is a shared belief. The future is uncertain. They prepare for natural disasters, economic collapse, societal breakdown. They value self-sufficiency and resilience. This makes them dangerous, not in the traditional sense. They don't threaten with violence or unrest. Their threat is far more subversive: independence. A government that cannot control its citizens through dependency faces a terrifying prospect: irrelevance. The prepper movement, once a fringe group, is growing. Their skills and resources make them a liability in the eyes of those who seek absolute control. The government fears what it cannot dictate, what it cannot manipulate, and so it watches. I think most of us agree we live in a surveillance state. This is not hyperbole, it is fact. From the NSA's data collection programs to the rise of facial recognition technology, our every move is tracked, analyzed, and categorized. History is replete with examples of governments turning on their own citizens. The Stasi in East Germany, the KGB in the Soviet Union. These agencies were tasked with identifying and neutralizing dissent, often through brutal and oppressive means. The tools of surveillance have only grown more sophisticated. Social media monitoring, internet censorship, and predictive policing algorithms are the new weapons of control. And the prepper community, with its online forums, supply networks, and shared knowledge, is particularly vulnerable. The government thrives on fear. It justifies its actions, no matter how draconian, by invoking the specter of an enemy. In the past, it was communists, terrorists, or immigrants. Now, it is the prepper. Their self-reliance is recast as a threat to national security. Their stockpiles of food and supplies are seen as evidence of hoarding and potential civil unrest. Their knowledge of survival skills is twisted into a dangerous capability. The narrative is carefully crafted. These are not ordinary citizens preparing for uncertain times. These are dangerous extremists plotting against the government, ready to exploit chaos for their own gain. The truth, as always, is far more nuanced. But in the world of intelligence gathering, perception is reality. This is where it gets scary, Sulam. Stealing from the prepared. When crisis demands action, history offers chilling examples of governments confiscating resources during times of crisis. When the state is under pressure, it often resorts to extreme measures to maintain control and order. From the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, where entire families were uprooted from their homes and placed in camps, to the seizure of gold during the Great Depression, when citizens were forced to surrender their gold to the government in an effort to stabilize the economy, the pattern is clear. When the state feels threatened, individual rights are the first casualty. Civil liberties are often suspended, and the rule of law becomes a tool for enforcing state control. The legal framework for such seizures is already in place. Executive orders, national emergency declarations, and vaguely worded laws grant the government sweeping powers to seize property, control resources, and detain individuals deemed a threat to national security. These laws are often broad and open to interpretation, giving the state significant leeway in how they are applied. In the event of a major disaster, economic collapse, or other national emergency, the government could invoke these powers to maintain order and control. In such scenarios, it is not inconceivable that the government would target preppers. Their stockpiles of food, water, medical supplies, and other essential resources would be too tempting to resist. These supplies, meticulously gathered and stored for personal survival, could be seen as critical assets for the broader community. The government might argue that in times of extreme crisis, the needs of the many outweigh the rights of the few. This rationale has been used throughout history to justify the seizure of private property, and other essential resources would be too tempting to resist. And who would protect them when the very institutions meant to safeguard their rights are the ones orchestrating the seizure? In such a situation like this, preppers could find themselves in a precarious position, caught between their desire for self-sufficiency and the overwhelming power of the state. The question remains, how can individuals protect their rights and resources when the government itself becomes the adversary? We live in an age of information overload. The internet, once a beacon of free speech and open dialogue, has become a battleground for propaganda and misinformation. Discerning truth from fiction is more challenging than ever. The government understands the power of information control. It employs sophisticated techniques to manipulate public opinion, discredit dissenting voices, and sow discord among the population. This includes spreading disinformation about preppers, portraying them as dangerous extremists or unstable conspiracy theorists. This is why it is crucial to be vigilant. Question everything. Seek out multiple sources of information. Be wary of sensationalized headlines and emotionally charged rhetoric. The truth is often found in the nuances, not the extremes. Imagine this. A crisis hits. Panic ensues. The government declares a state of emergency. Under the cover of chaos and confusion, teams are deployed. Their mission: confiscate supplies from preppers. They won't come in uniform. They'll blend in using unmarked vehicles, plainclothes officers. They'll present warrants citing national security concerns. They'll be polite, professional, but firm. Refusal will be futile. Your supplies, meticulously gathered over years, will be gone. Your self-sufficiency, your ability to protect your loved ones, stripped away. You will be left vulnerable, dependent, at the mercy of a system that sees you as a threat. The threat to preppers is real. In today's world, the challenges we face are multifaceted and ever-evolving. From natural disasters to political instability, the need for preparedness has never been more critical. It is time to abandon the hushed tones and speak openly about the dangers of government overreach and the importance of individual liberty. We must not shy away from these conversations, as they are essential to our survival and freedom. We must educate ourselves and others about the tactics used to suppress dissent and control the narrative. Knowledge is power, and by understanding these tactics, we can better protect ourselves and our communities. This is not about fear-mongering, it is about awareness. Awareness of the potential threats and the steps we can take to mitigate them. It is about being proactive rather than reactive. It is about understanding that the freedoms we cherish are not guaranteed. They are rights that must be actively protected and defended. Complacency is the enemy of liberty. They must be constantly defended, particularly in times of crisis when they are most vulnerable. History has shown us that during such times, freedoms can be eroded if we are not vigilant. The prepper community, by its very nature, is resilient, resourceful, and adaptable. These qualities are not just beneficial, they are essential for navigating the uncertainties of our world. These qualities are needed now more than ever. As we face new challenges, our ability to adapt and overcome will determine our success. We must come together, share information, and support one another. Our strength lies in our unity and our shared commitment to preparedness. Our collective strength lies in our shared commitment to self-reliance and our unwavering belief in the importance of individual liberty. Together, we can face any challenge and protect the freedoms we hold dear. While the threat is real, it is not insurmountable. The key to overcoming any challenge lies in preparation and understanding. By equipping yourself with the right knowledge, you can navigate even the most daunting situations with confidence and clarity. There are steps you can take to protect yourself, your family, and your supplies. Start by assessing your current situation and identifying potential risks. Create a plan that addresses these risks and ensures the safety and well-being of your loved ones. Knowledge is your greatest weapon. It empowers you to make informed decisions and take proactive measures. Dive deep into research, read extensively, and stay updated with the latest information. Educate yourself about your rights. Understanding your legal standing can provide a significant advantage in times of crisis. Familiarize yourself with the laws governing government surveillance, property seizure, and emergency powers. This knowledge can help you steer your way through complex legal landscapes and protect your interests. Understand the legal framework that could be used against you. Network with like-minded individuals. Join prepper groups, attend meetings, and share information. Building a network of informed and prepared individuals can provide mutual support and resources. There is strength in numbers. Collaborate with others to create a resilient community. Together, you can pool resources, share knowledge, and provide support in times of need. A community that is informed and connected is more difficult to control. Be discreet. While it's important to be prepared, it's equally important to avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself or your preparations. The goal is to blend in, not stand out. Operational security is paramount. The future is uncertain, but by staying informed, prepared, and connected, you can face the challenges ahead with courage and resilience. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. Equip yourself with knowledge, build your network, and stay vigilant. Together, we can overcome any obstacle. Check out the 2 videos on the screen now. One was chosen by YouTube based on your viewing history, and the other one is my most recent video. Put in the comments which one you liked best, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Do you have your stockpile well hidden? Are you prepared? What would you advise? Comment below.